Today I'm going to take you on a historic and enriching tour of Beacon Hill. It's a thriving residential community and a tourist attraction for many. Let's go take a look.
December Thieves as a brand has been around for 8 years. We're Boston-based. We started in a different neighborhood and then moved over to Beacon Hill, and I feel like once we got here, we were like, this is our forever home.
This is the top level of the home, and it's dedicated to the primary suite. We hope you enjoyed your tour at 6 Strong Place on Beacon Hill. Thanks for coming.
Welcome to the American Dream TV, the show that is built on lifestyle, culture, and real estate. I'm your host, Amy Scruggs. In this episode, we are headed to the historical city of Boston, and we will be featuring Amy Carlisle. Let's go ahead and get this episode started right now.
The search is over, baby. I'm right here, and I got it.
The American Dream, the only show that combats negative media, not owned by a network, commercial-free, unscripted.
I got it.
These are stories for you and by you.
I got it.
I can see that this is my moment. This is my time, and I'm gonna shine, 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 shine.
Today I'm going to take you on a historic and enriching tour of Beacon Hill. It's a thriving residential community and a tourist attraction for many. Many come to visit for the mixture of federal, Greek revival, and Victorian architecture. Let's go take a look.
And I'm gonna shine, 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 shine.
Welcome to 66 Phillips. This is the home of Lewis and Harriet Hayden. It is known to be one of the most distinguished Underground Railroad safe houses in the 1850s. Just 10 years prior, the couple had escaped slavery themselves, and once settled here in Boston, were determined to make sure that everyone found their freedom. We are headed to what was historically known as the North Slope. This was a seedier area, had an unsavory reputation. It was more for the British soldiers and sailors. The houses were much smaller, the streets were narrow, it was hard to navigate. In the late 1700s, after slavery had been abolished, this is where the black and white abolitionists would come and develop their plans for the freedom of the slaves in the South. Obviously now it's been redeveloped. The homes, are all big brick row homes. I'm gonna take you into a home that's been recently gutted, but they kept the history. You're not gonna believe what you see. We are here at 3 Joy Street in Beacon Hill. We're lucky enough that Mark Daughtry and Campion Company is allowing us in to take a tour. Let's go take a look.
I knew better. I saw your feet off the ground. I knew better. Something was holding me down. I knew better. And still I spun you around. And for a moment we were dancing in the street like people do. Dancing in the street, hiding the truth. Dancing in the street like people do. When they're in love.
We are in one of the last areas of Beacon Hill to be developed. It's known as the Flat on the Hill. Many years ago, this street right here was under the water. Peaks from Beacon Hill were put in here to fill the landfill and create this amazing street. It has some of the most amazing restaurants and shops, I'm gonna bring you into one of my favorite places, December Thieves. You are not gonna believe the things that you're gonna find in this place. It is not what you expect. Lana, how are you?
Oh, hey! It's so good to see you.
So good to see you. Thanks so much for having us. I wanted to bring the audience in here today to look at your store. I mean, I think the first time I ever walked into the store, I couldn't believe where I was, what I was seeing. I felt so comfortable and seen, and I think there's a lot of the world that needs to see your work and see this isn't just clothing, this is art, and I want to make sure that everyone sees it. So
it's amazing.
Can you take us on our tour?
I'd love to hear that,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's funny that you say that because a lot of people come in and don't expect this, especially in this neighborhood. We're like smack dab in one of the more traditional, historic neighborhoods of Boston. And you walk into kind of this, we're like kind of the modern, edgy, little unexpected store on the street, which we loved. December Thieves as a brand has been around for 8 years. We're Boston-based. We started in a different neighborhood and then moved over to Beacon Hill, and feel like once we got here, we were like, this is our forever home.
Oh, I love that.
The community, the support of all of the independent retailers on the store. It's a very special part of the city for that. That all of the stores are still independently owned and run and managed, and it's just a great place to be overall. For me, I wanted to find a place that I could really work and promote and support other independent brands. So that kind of morphed over the years into what is December Thieves, where we work with exclusively small independent designers and makers.
Being in Beacon Hill today, we've been talking a lot about history, and I feel like it's coming all to a front of today and now and why it's important. It's like your store has just literally brought us full circle.
So I want to show kind of some of our favorite pieces as well. This is a great example of how versatile all of our pieces. We talk a lot about how you can play with your clothes and really make it what you want. There's a lot of these different snaps front and back, so the opportunities with this are endless. We also do a lot with mesh, so it's great to layer under things, over things, and really edges up any outfit. And then we have a lot of, like I mentioned before, a lot of everything is genderless, but a lot of pieces that really work for everybody. And this is kind of a great example of just kind of a bit of a longer asymmetric coat, all about the details, interesting cuts, buttons, very, very in tune with all of the details on every piece. So originally at our store December Thieves, we had a whole slew of categories. There's fashion, jewelry, we had a lot of home goods. And then the opportunity presented itself to open another store side by side to that location, and that's where we're at now. So this is called Thieves Next Door. And this is where we showcase all of our, again, small independent designers, all emerging brands, that sell, great jewelry. Everything is handmade. Everything is done in really limited production and quantities. So lots of great gifting options, jewelry, lots of great home. Again, a whole global range of product. We have designers from all over the world that contribute to our collections here. And you can shop both of the stores in one website, which is decemberthieves.com, which is really convenient.
When I knew we were featuring Beacon Hill, I knew there was one person to call, Kristen Gong with William Ravis. She has some of the hottest listings here in Boston. Today we're at 6 Strong Place. It's one of the cutest single families that you can find in Beacon Hill. She's co-listing it with Gabby Baron. She's gonna take us on a tour. Let's go take a look.
Hi, Amy, welcome.
Thanks so much for
Come on
having
in,
me.
come on in. Welcome to 6 Strong Place.
Awesome. Oh my God, please take me on a tour of this amazing house.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yes.
I know. So the unique thing I have to point out, you came up the little private way, so you're on historic Beacon Hill, but there's a parking spot right out front.
Yeah.
So as you know, parking in Beacon Hill, totally coveted. This particular single family has got a great layout for a family and for entertaining. As you can see, this is the main entertaining space, open concept. Light floods in on both sides, so you just feel happy.
Yeah, there definitely was like a wall here at one point,
Yeah.
and it's so nice that they opened it.
Exactly. Working fireplace in the living room, which is also a nice feature. There are 6 total in the home, which was originally built in 1820, but it's been completely modernized for a 21st century living. So welcome to the backyard. This particular family did this amazing landscape garden courtyard sitting area. Matthew Cunningham Landscaping was behind it, but it's really just this zen space right in the middle of a bustling, busy city. Low maintenance plants, but again, you have this just really calming effect. Amy, come on upstairs. This is the top level of the home, and it's dedicated to the primary suite. It's open, it's flooded with natural light. I love these vaulted ceilings with the exposed beams.
It's just so incredible. I know. So they've done some renovations up here. Obviously, this is, they've kept some of the old home, but, have brought it up to code, if you will.
Totally. They were really mindful of making it modern for them and for whoever was going to be living here next, but then keeping the integrity of the historic aspects of being in a Beacon Hill home. Really large walk-in closet. The laundry's on this level, which is nice for convenience. And then there's a really beautiful bath around the corner there. Glass shower stall, some really intricate tile work. Thank you, Amy, for coming. And on behalf of Kristen and I and William Ravis, we hope you enjoyed your tour at 6 Strong Place on Beacon Hill. Thanks for coming.
So we have had such a great day. I want to invite you into my home. Each month I like to bring my team together. It's really important to me that we stay together as a family, camaraderie. We're all able to talk about how that month was, what we need, what we want. So I would like to invite you in and meet my team. Come on in.
Easy breathing in your atmosphere. Oh,
Andrea, thank you so much for being here. We're so honored to have you in my home, making food for us. Emily, thanks so much for cultivating this relationship. It means a lot to us.
Yeah, we're glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. It's so fun being a private chef. I get to curate my menus for each client and every party and their needs, and I'm so happy to be here with you guys and do more in the future.
It's so incredible to be around another female entrepreneur that feels this strongly about being
There's
great.
A room full of
Yeah, cheers. Thanks so much. Yeah.
Up next, I had a great chance to sit down and finally have a conversation with Amy Carlisle. We have a wonderful interview here for you. Check it out. I have been looking forward to this interview for quite some time as we get to sit down with Amy Carlisle in Boston. She is the team lead of the Carlisle Group with Compass, and it is great to meet her. Amy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
So Boston is an incredible market, and we're going to talk about what's taking place there. But first, let's talk a little bit about your background, what brought you into real estate, and your years of experience in that.
Coming out of college, real estate was not something that I had ever dreamed to do. I loved people. I loved talking to people. I worked at a bar, near a huge management company like development. And the regional manager of that company would come in every day after work and chat with me. And one day he said, Amy, you need to be in sales. And I said, what does that mean? And he said, talking to people, and I was like, sign me up, and here we go. So, I started working for Equity Residential. I was managing their largest portfolio in New England. Worked there for 4 years, met a lot of real estate professionals throughout many of those years, and many of them said, you should switch over. There's more money to be made in that, in being an actual broker or real estate agent. And so I just kind of made the jump and realized that it was like less about selling and more about the relationship building and getting to know new people. And it was always new and fresh, and I wasn't bored, and I didn't have to sit in an office. And that just really spoke to me. And here I am, 10, 11 years later.
Wow, and isn't that what's great about the real estate business is it is relationship. It is about the people. And so not only with your clients, but being a part of the community, but also being a team leader. Let's talk about that now as you lead your team. Tell me about them.
So I never had imagined that I would lead a team. It was never something that I strived for. My wife and I decided that we were going to do this together. I met her at Equity Residential. We became rental agents together and took the rental student, Boston student, demographic by storm, and then realized that I wanted to do sales. And that was where, I felt, the students didn't care about my customer service or the fact that I was prompt with my responses or any of that. So I knew that if I wanted, to continue doing this job, I needed to get into sales. So we, she and I just started together, and then her brothers joined the team, and then it just became this family-run team. And then we got a taste of what it was like to be on the top and be successful. And now we have added a few other, other team members. So I have recently hired an operations director who kind of helps me manage the team because it's just not something I've ever been great at. But we're a very young team, and we're working towards mastering what it means to, make sure everybody on the team is fulfilled and happy, and that we're all succeeding in a up trajectory so that we are all happy.
Amy, what a beautiful reminder to keep pushing through and always keep pursuing those dreams. And what a great inspiration you are probably to so many with sharing that story. Congratulations to the growth and to where you're at. Let's dive now into the Boston market where you do specialize, you and your team. What's taking place in the market there right now? We're, getting a great kickstart to summer. Where do you see it going into the fall? Let's talk about it.
It's so hard. I think years before I could have told you month by month what was going to happen. I had done it for so many years, and we knew, when Memorial Day hit, it was going to quiet down. Everybody was going to go on vacation. And then COVID hit, and last year was just, madness, for lack of a better word. We didn't really know what to expect. And then as soon as we came out of, quarantine and we were able to wear masks, it was it was nonstop. We never stopped working. All the way through the holidays. And so I think this year we're not really sure. And I think that's the best answer to give. I don't want to pretend like I know, but we're doing well. The city is back. And I think what has been so great is that the buyer pool that brought us back is the younger buyer.
It's really exciting. It's great to see that it's happening, especially anyone who kind of went through the market shifts that we had back in 2008, 9, and 10. This time to at least see that real estate is holding up, that you guys are thriving in it, that homeowners are finding the homes that they need. I know that it is a hot market, and a lot of places in the country you've got multiple offers going in on the property. What are you saying to buyers right now if they're having any fatigue at finding that right property and, just saying, gosh, we've tried and we've tried, we're still not finding it? What are you advising right now?
Yeah, I think I play it case by case because I don't think there's a good blanket explanation to just, the buyer. Every buyer is different. What they're putting into it is different. They may be raising their family in that house. They may be buying it as an investment, and numbers are all that matter. So, I really try to cater my expertise to each individual buyer. But I think, right now, if, the saying, if everything that's worth it is worth the fight, just keep holding in and making sure that you find a real estate agent that you trust and that you are comfortable with, because we're going to spend a lot of time with them, and making sure that we're in it together and knowing they're not alone and that we'll be with them each step of the process. And, every time they see a home they like, we're going to take take that particular home, and follow the steps through there. I don't like to blanket anything. I like it to be very manufactured to that specific moment, that specific person. And I think that's more helpful. But just knowing you're not alone and that I'm with you, I think is kind of what I tell people.
I love that. And that's why we said at the beginning of this about it being a relationship business. It's so important that you really are walking them through that entire process. I'm here with you. We're going to keep in this together. And you're building that rapport and relationship. And it's so important that people choose to work with a professional that they can count on, that they can trust, and that you can build that relationship. And clearly, Amy, you and your team are doing that out there in the Boston community. I know you've got some celebrations coming up at the end of the summer, especially after coming off of a year of COVID and then working so hard with the hot real estate market. Let's talk a little bit about what you're looking forward to with your team at the end of the summer.
Yeah, I think, we've added a few new team members to our team, which has helped us grow and still kind of working through the kinks there. We work out of my house still. So, potentially maybe we'll move into a bigger space by the end of the year. We're not sure because we've been growing so rapidly. But one thing that I'm actually looking forward to is we're known for our parties. The Carlisle group really doesn't like to disappoint. And we I think we're going to wait till the end of the summer. I think people are still kind of easing into being in big groups, and we don't want it to just be a small party. I have been being made fun of in the office, but I've tried to coin this Carlisle Coachella. I want an outside event with a band and, 360 video camera. And I want it to be so fun. I want it to be something that people want to go to and then talk about after they leave. Not just like your random real estate, oh, my real estate agent invited me to have open bar and some appetizers. I want it to be an event. I want it to be something people can remember. We like to make memories,
right,
along with me.
Which goes right back again to the relationship and why you're so great at it. And you've given me plenty of time now to book a flight. So you just let us know.
Yes.
And we will come and join you.
I would love that.
Amy, it was awesome to talk with you today. Thanks for the great information on what's taking place there in the Boston market and with your team. And look forward to speaking again soon.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it so much.
Welcome back to the American Dream.
Let's get this show started right now.
I don't think they heard me the first time.
Does this ever get old?
A national TV show centered on real estate, lifestyle, and culture.
It feel like it's third down.
There's never a day that I don't love hopping on my cruiser, taking a spin around the bay.
Yeah, you know the biz, baby. Yeah, you know the biz, baby. The way we win, it ain't fair. But ask, do I care? Do I care? I'ma just do my thing, do my thing, do my thing. I'ma just live my life, live my life, live my life. I'ma do what I want. Yeah, that's right, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'ma just do my thing, do my thing.
If you are looking for homes in the Boston area, then you are in luck because Amy Carlisle has brought her latest listings right here to us. Let's take a look.
Welcome to 772 East 4th Street, Unit 1. Perfectly situated in the heart of the east side of South Boston, this bi-level luxury condo boasts 12-foot Crawford ceilings, cherry hardwood floors, and a direct access private patio. The open concept living space on the first level flows seamlessly from the light-filled living room to the chef's kitchen, which features Viking appliances and a 50-plus bottle cedar wine cabinet. The lower level is home to a large second living room, complete with a wet bar. There are 2 well-appointed bedrooms, both en suite. The closet space is amazing, and did I forget 2 tandem parking spaces? Welcome Welcome to 858 East 2nd. This over 1,600 square foot, 2-bed, 2-bath condo is the perfect place to call home. The open concept living and dining room invites multiple layouts. Enjoy cooking in your modern kitchen or eating at the large Eat-At Island. The spacious primary suite has private outdoor space and is complete with modern finishes and plenty of room for an at-home office. Head down the stairs to a large bonus room perfectly suited for a cozy movie night, playroom, or at-home gym. To top it off, additional private storage and a deeded parking spot. This is the perfect city condo. Welcome to 546 East 3rd Street, Unit Number 1 in South Boston. This is a great condo. It's 2 beds, 1.5 bath, multi-leveled, and features a spacious eat-in kitchen, fully equipped with granite countertops and stainless steel appliances. Hard wood throughout the first level, which lead you to an open living room with more space than you need to entertain. In-unit laundry, central AC, the list goes on. The proximity to the local destination points, local eateries, and pubs is second to none. This place is not to be missed.
We hope you enjoyed this latest episode of the American Dream TV in the great city of Boston. Make sure and follow us on social media and engage with us in the conversation. We love to hear from you. I'm your host, Amy Scruggs, and we look forward to seeing you next time. But in the meantime, cheers to your American Dream.
This show is designed for you, and it's really by you.
This is where I wanna be.
We're going to show you what makes our areas great, our neighborhoods, our lifestyles, our culture, and yes, our real estate.
Our real estate market is hotter than ever.
It's a positive show, a real show.
I love selling homes.
So anywhere you go, all across the coast, we do it every time. Like na 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 na. So floss, I'm glossy, yeah, so glossy new.
Our show is called The American Dream because we believe that everybody has the opportunity to do everything they want to in their life, as long as they don't let any and every excuse get in the way. People don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. I've spent the last few years traveling the country, meeting the best in the business. We say we're here to educate, empower, and engage. We want it to be a positive message that's uplifting. I think there's a real thirst for that. Tell the truth, make it matter, and never be boring. And that's my advice for you today as you get prepared to come on our show. Let's get it started right now.